Hey guys, here we are for the final two laps of a race at Road America, where I'm battling for 5th place. So in this battle we had some pretty aggressive moves made, and so I'm just going to play both laps, and then afterwards I'll analyze the incidents. But I want you to let me know in the comments whether you think the moves were too aggressive or whether they were fair. Enjoy. So in the end, because of those moves that he made, he ended up getting 5th. So now I'm just going to go back and just analyze the moves that he did make, and you can get a better idea of what exactly happened. So the first move that he made was into this downhill left right here. So I was chasing him down about a car length back, And as we go into the braking zone, I'm going to go in slow motion. He's placed himself on the right-hand side of the track, and I'm on the left. I start braking. You can see the braking zone actually starts if you want to use reference points, like at the 4 or a little bit before. Now we're at the 3. We're definitely hard into the braking zone, and at this point, he's moved from that part of the track all the way over to this part. And I mean, based on the fact that this curve is here as a reference, I feel like that's clear that it's not like the track, the racing line is shifting. I think that's clear that he made a move to block me in the braking zone. So I had to just make evasive action in it to avoid punting him into that corner. And if we look at my brake pressure too, um, see it's full brake, and I guess it didn't necessarily change what it would have been, but I felt it was a particularly risky move. And if we just look on his on board here, just that way we can see his perspective. See again, staying on this right hand side, and then the wheel. It's a small jinx to the left, but I feel it is noticeable. And also, if you look at his gearbox, just to see was I ever really alongside in the braking zone. I was gaining, but right there I wasn't. But you can see how once I did get in the braking zone and I moved to the right, I actually got like a tiny bit alongside right there. So obviously, because I wasn't alongside, he basically, I guess, had an ability to cross over without like spinning himself, but it was such a late move in the braking zone, it seemed questionable. The second, I would say, aggressive defensive move that was made was on the final lap. Just gonna skip up to it. It was later in the lap. So here again, this is just I tried to do the same move, except this time I tried to move later, and he didn't decide to block it. And maybe instead of I turned a bit much here, and you can see how when I got on the throttle, I still the wheel turned a lot, so I got wheel spin in the back. Maybe I just should have been a bit more patient. Might have been able to hold on to the spot there. Anyways, I stayed behind even though I got alongside in that corner, and then as we caught up to Canada corner here, getting about a car length back, and at this point it is a weird corner to judge because he's at the very left-hand part of the track, but you move over at the right part, then you move over to the left for the braking zone, but he kind of like stays in the middle for defense. I mean, he's like at the very left here, about like half a car length away, but then he just slowly slides over. So again, you can see my brake pressure about full or so, but this is when you start to trail off a bit, and you can see right as I start to trail off, I had to get back on throttle because I didn't want to run into him. So again, I understand it's the last lap, so I guess you want to be aggressive. It's not unnecessary. I mean, if it was the first lap, it seems kind of crazy to block like that. The last lap, I kind of get it, but again, I wasn't alongside at any point. Let's just watch his on board. I mean, you don't really even need to. You can just see the measurements of how close he is to that white line, and the fact he didn't even see just the run I had is just a bit ridiculous. We'll just look at the gearbox here. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. But I mean, I guess the final lap I could have punted him if I wanted to. But the fact that he made that move, I just don't know what like the proper etiquette is in this type. If you're defending like that on the final lap, and you're changing lanes under braking. And again, just to see when do you start braking? Was he changing before the braking zone? So I'm getting on the brakes like here, and I would say this is the start of the braking zone, and he's on the left at this point. And then he starts to shift over to the right. So I just feel like if you're going to be making a move, you got to make it clear where you want to be at that point, because I moved right, not because I was going for a dive, but because I thought that lane was open and I might be able to make a move. But if I knew that he was going to stay right, I would have stayed left. So it's so unclear, and then probably would have tried to get a better exit, but instead I just ended up going into the back of him. So yeah, just curious about what your guys' thoughts are on those incidents. Either way, I was able to keep it clean and get a sixth place in the end. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought, and thanks for watching, and see you next time.